I'm Ryan Yamamoto. We're live in San Francisco's Chinatown as a case with deep ties to this community went before the U.S. Supreme Court today. Since day one of President Trump's second term, his administration has challenged birthright citizenship. But California and other states took the administration to court. And today, judges have asked very hard questions about the president's executive order, all thanks to an 1898 ruling involving a San Francisco native. On the steps of the Supreme Court, Norman Wong echoed an argument that tied his family to American history 128 years ago.
It affirms that America is not defined by bloodlines or exclusion.
His great-grandfather, Wong Kim Ark, was born in San Francisco to Chinese nationals. He was denied re-entry after a visit to China and sued, arguing the 14th Amendment guaranteed his citizenship. In 1898, the Supreme Court ruled in his favor, a decision that established birthright citizenship, now under fire from the Trump administration.
Wong Kim Ark's victory ensured that people like me and millions of others would be recognized as fully American.
An executive order signed on the first day of President Trump's second term argues the 14th Amendment is too broad. The president made an unprecedented trip to the Supreme Court to watch the hearing.
It had to do with the babies of slaves and the protection of the babies of slaves. It didn't have to do with the protection of multi-millionaires and billionaires wanting to have their children get an American citizenship.
The Solicitor General saying today citizenship does not belong to the children born to parents who are in the country illegally or temporarily. But even some conservative justices expressed skepticism of the administration's argument during questioning.
It operates as a powerful pull factor for illegal immigration and rewards illegal aliens who not only violate the immigration laws, but also jump in front of those who follow the rules. We're in a new world now, as Justice Alito pointed out, where 8 billion people are one plane ride away from having a child who's a U.S. citizen.
Well, it's a new world. It's the same Constitution.
The court's liberal justices were also skeptical of the practicality of the executive order.
How does this work? Are you suggesting that when a baby is born, people have to have documents, present documents? Is this happening in the delivery room?
Outside the courtroom, Norman Wong picking up the fight that was started by his great-grandfather.
This is my legacy. It is our legacy.
To this point, no courts have sided with the Trump administration's executive order. Legal experts, including CBS chief legal correspondent Jan Crawford, say it is a long shot the high court will overturn birthright citizenship. And we spoke to one constitutional law professor, Bradley Jundeff from Santa Clara University. He says it is also about what the justices did not ask that can give us a clue on how they may rule.
I think, though, the broader picture here is that the administration has to win on every single point in order for its understanding of citizenship to prevail, both with respect to the Constitution and with respect to federal statutes that regulate immigration. I think if the Supreme Court were getting ready to overturn all of that, they would have had a lot more questions about how this new understanding would actually work in practice. And they really didn't have very many questions about that. They stayed in kind of the higher theoretical level, which leads me to think that they weren't trying to figure out how to write an opinion that would uphold what the president is trying to do.